Ho, ho, ho! Hello, everyone. Timer over here, and welcome to the start of a new Let's Play series for Stellaris. So this week, the Guin version 2.2 patch launched, as well as the Megacorp expansion to Stellaris. And so we are definitely going to take a look at this. I'm excited. I think the Megacorporation edition sounds fun, and I have a really good idea for a theme. At least in my opinion. So if my intro didn't give it away, we are going to play this as Santa Incorporated. Fantastic. So Santa Inc. is a mega corporation, and we are going to take this first sort of quote-unquote episode. It's going to be very short, just to go over the theme, the Santa Inc., and where they're coming from and the idea behind them, as well as their setup here. So before we get started with all that, I'm going to read a bit of their backstory, just to give you an idea where I'm coming from. If you want, you can skip ahead, and this backstory will be added to the description below if you want to read it instead of listening to me talk about it. Anyway, we are going to split off these episodes, so episode 1 will be coming immediately after this one. So anyway, here we go. The Elves of the North Pole are a long-lived race who specialize in setting up workshops in the coldest regions of other civilized planets. They have, for millennia, secretly constructed their cold workshops to distribute toys and other consumer goods to the planet's population, and in so doing, turn a profit. Their leaders, known as Santa, manage the empire from their home planet of North Pole. Given the number of workshops across the galaxy, Santa has appointed an elf to manage the day-to-day operations of each workshop. Having developed faster-than-light technology well ahead of the rest of the galaxy, the elven race had to come up with a strategy to open their workshops on planets without making their true presence known. They concocted elaborate stories of their leaders and their operation to hide their true identities from the worlds where they operated. Eventually, these stories grew into legends of Santa and his workshop distributing toys to children every year. Of course, the majority of the population discounted their existence as fictional and used that time to buy new consumer goods for each other en masse. Santa Inc. continued to encourage these legends as it further concealed their identity and their true intention of producing consumer goods to sell for great profits. They would often send out agents to infiltrate the consumer industry of a planet to create stores that could sell their products, all the while promoting the Santa legend to further their income. However, now with the development of FTL travel becoming more prominent across the galaxy and more empires becoming tolerable of other species, Santa Inc. can finally move beyond the legends and sell their goods more openly. And there you have it. So we're taking a few liberties with the setup of Stellaris, because typically you jump into the game and hey, you developed FTL. Well, to make this work, I am giving the Santa Inc. a accelerated timeline of technology. So there you have it. If you missed that, again, that little blurb will be in the description below, so feel free to take a look at it when and if you want to. So let's get into it. So we're going to go ahead and edit Santa Inc. here and just go down through and show you what I've done. So Santa Inc. is, of course, going to be a humanoid race because I couldn't really find the right sort of elfin thing going on. I mean, there are small statured avatars, but again, Santa in general is more of a tall elf. So there you go. So I just chose to do the humanoid race, and that's fine. Our name is going to be Elf, because Santa and his elves are, I guess, elves. So there you go. He's a big jolly elf. Plural elves, of course. Adjective elf. There you have it. Name list. We are going to go with SI for our ship prefix, which is basically Santa Inc. There you go. And we're going to use the names for the humans United Nations of Earth. I believe that's what that means. As far as traits are concerned, we are venerable, so I used a lot of our points for that, which is fine, but I thought it was thematically correct. I mean, you know, well, aside from being immortal or long-lived or whatnot, you know, the stories are Santa's pretty old and lives long lives, so there you go. So we're going to go with venerable, so our leaders and our people are going to live a long time, which is fantastic. So to offset that, we went with wasteful. Why wasteful? Well, because we are a corporation. and we do like our things. So, and we do sell things and, you know, consume things and all that stuff. So I thought wasteful was a good thing to put in there and thematically fit with my vision of Santa Inc., of the actual empire here. Remember, the legends are the legends, and the reality of Santa Inc. is the reality of Santa Inc. So industrious. So of course we are very good at developing consumer goods, and so I'm taking industrious to get more minerals and so on and so forth. Non-adaptive, because, well, although we have set up workshops on places, we tend to only go towards the cold places, so we're not really adapting to the local biomes. We're mainly just focusing on the biomes that are really cold on planets, and that's what we're going to do. And so we got away with -2 there with non-adaptive. And finally, weak, because even though we are not, you know, the small stature elf little guys and all that stuff, I figured the weak is also, you know, okay. Plus the damage output's not bad. Army damage and all that, as well as the worker output is kind of minuscule. -2% is not bad too. So try to get away with a number of minuses. So I basically took the ones that were, you know, not detrimental, but also kind of made sense. So if we go to next here, of course, our homeworld is going to be the North Pole, or just North Pole. And our star is, I'm just going to go with North Pole as well, because it helps in visually. I thought about doing something like the North Star or something like that, but yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, we're going to keep going forward. Arctic world is, of course, where we're coming from, because we like things cold. I am going to go with the humanoid cities instead of the mammalian. Not sure why I had those selected, but it is okay. So we are, ethic-wise, we are going to be pacifistic, so pacifist, and fanatic xenophiles. We love other races, because that means we can sell our goods more, you know, more better to other places and get more money. And of course, pacifist, because war is not good for, you know, consumer goods of toys and other things that are, you know, not necessarily sought after during wartime. So we're going that way. We don't really want war, but hey, if anybody messes with Santa Inc., we will certainly, you know, double down and go after them as well and try to profit from it. Anyway, we are, of course, going to be corporate. So the empire modifier for corporate with the expansion is administrative cap +20 and empire size penalty +50%. So if you're not familiar, the administrative cap we'll get into a little bit in the actual game, but essentially it raises the ceiling before you actually start incurring penalties and costs associated with your size. So there's a base size, and we actually just raise that base a little higher. But as a trade-off, we also then get a harsh penalty to, once we break through that ceiling and we start getting those penalties, they're a bit harsher than everyone else. In terms of civics, we opened up a couple civics for corporations, and I'm going with franchising because we are opening those workshops across the galaxy. The actual effect is not, I don't think, super great, but it is. I like the idea of franchising and opening up those franchises, but they are there. Private prospectors, again, mainly because, you know, we are sending out private franchises and whatnot to get those footholds, those workshops down. So that's good. And it also raises our administrative cap up by another 20, as well as gives us the private colony ship type, which we'll get into a little bit, but essentially it's cheaper, and that's good. All right, so our advisor voice. So they added 3 new advisor voices, so we can listen to them here.
To live is to consume.
Our goal is to create a galactic system that maximizes innovative self-actualization and redefines future-proof solutions for every stage of a customer's life.
Workers of the galaxy, unite. You have nothing to lose but your restraining fields.
And those are them. I'm going to go with the worker just because I kind of like the thought of, I think it's kind of funny, the thought of like a Soviet Union-esque communist voice being the Santa Inc. voice, even though thematically it doesn't necessarily fit with what I'm going for. The other two I don't think really fit either, so I just find this rather funny, so we're going with that. Our empire name is, of course, Santa Inc. or Santa Incorporated. Adjective is just going to be elf, and that's going to be fine. For the flag, so I try to get something holiday-ish that says Santa Claus and all that stuff. And what I came to was a present. So our flag, the design I have here is set up to be somewhat like a present would look. So hopefully that comes across that way. As far as ship appearance, we are going to go to the humanoid ships. Next, our ruler is, of course, Kris Kringle, another name for Santa Claus. This is just going to be our initial ruler, obviously. And that's going to be that. And the female version here is also going to be Kris Kringle, because Kris can, is gender neutral. At least I think it is. I know some female Chris's, so there you go. A ruler and title then is Santa, as well as ruler title male is Santa. So Santa is the ruler. I thought about putting Claus or Santa Prime, but we're just going to keep it as Santa just for, namesake. Ooh. Uh-oh. I lost my setup here. Oops. All right, let's back up. Back. Edit. Do I still... Yes, okay. Yeah, every time you hit that toggle between the two, it randomizes everything. And this is the look I kind of want. Because unfortunately you can't add girth for Santa, nor really long white hair and so on and so forth. So this was the closest I could get. And it kind of reminds me of, if you're familiar with the Tim Allen movie, The Santa Claus, it reminds me of mid-transformation. So we're going to go with that. Anywho, I need to make a couple edits here. Humanoid ships and city up here. Humanoid, there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit save. And that's good enough. So I think we've gone on 12 minutes, a little longer than I was hoping for, but we are going to be okay. We're going to make sure to save this and hit done. And then let's just do quickly the game details. So I'm just going to reset everything for right now. We are going to jump. Do we want to go a little bit lower this time? Can't remember what we did last time. You know what? Let's go medium. I am going to increase the AI empires, though, to well, let's go 18. No advanced AIs. I wish I could. Do I want to lower the... Nah, I guess the Fallen Empires are fine. I kind of, in my solo games, they kind of just get in the way. But hey, gives us something to do, right? Marauding Empires are okay. We won't mess with anything else. Crisis Strength, excuse me, is fine. Mid-game start, we'll decrease all these just a bit. And then we're going to increase the difficulty to Commodore. Scaling is okay to be turned on, so this will, any AI bonuses from the difficulty setting scale up over time, starting at 0 and reaching maximum. Alrighty then, so there you go. Empire placement, I like to do clusters. Do they have, well, it's random or clusters. I guess we can put random on, I guess that's okay. Does it give me... or randomly placed across the galaxy? I guess we'll go random. That should be okay. Advanced neighbors is off. Hyperlane density is okay. Guaranteed world, excuse me. We'll keep that as is. The default of 2. This is actually, I think, new with either the patch or the expansion, but I don't believe it was there before. But essentially, it just guarantees 2 planets nearby that you can colonize. So we're going to keep that. And we'll go from there. So we're going to go ahead and end the setup video and the introduction video. So hopefully you're excited about this. I know I am. I like the theme. I think it fits, especially this time of year. So we're going to go with it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and expect episode 1 to come immediately after this one. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time, folks. Bye-bye.